Welcome, everybody. How is everybody? I am joined today with Chris Horning from Horning Service. It is Hawaiian Thursday, so hopefully we are going to have some great people up here. Chris, tell me a little bit about yourself. And I know you're from Michigan, so we've had a lot of rain lately. So talk. Let's hear about you, Chris.
Well, I live just south of Ann Arbor, about 8 to 10 miles in the city of Saline. I think, Scott, I'm about 45 miles from you, north or
Yep.
so. I have a small lawn business, mowing and maintenance, and no aeration or fertilization. But me and my oldest son, and we have small business, like I said, do about 3.5 days of mowing, and then the rest of the week fill it in with like mulch work, yard cleanups, things along that lines.
Nice, nice. So I heard you deliver pizzas on the winter. Is that correct?
Well, I did up until 2 years ago. Then I've switched over. I do Lyft. Like the last
Okay.
2 winters, I've switched to Lyft. It's a lot less stressful and just it's a lot simpler. Just get in your car. I got a small car that gets pretty good gas mileage, and just pick up people and drop them off. I found that during COVID, I was doing it through 2020 into 2021. And I don't know, it just got kind of crazy, short staffed. It got to be just too chaotic and stressful. I needed work, but I didn't need the extra headaches from all that. And so last last winter, this winter, the past 2 winters, I've switched to doing Lyft.
Nice,
Somebody else is
nice.
in here.
Yeah, we are joined by Josh from Caravan Green. Josh,
Hi,
welcome
Josh.
back, buddy.
Hello,
So,
gentlemen.
Chris switched from delivering pizzas to Lyft. So, what do you think about that during the winter? Do you think you can do that with your plow truck?
Lyft, I delivered pizzas, man. I don't know. I don't know if it would make it to the customer. That's the problem.
Nice.
Right, right. I don't know. I mean, that would be hard. Either of them would be hard. I don't know, man. I during the winter, I don't think I could drop somebody off. That would be the hardest part.
Wouldn't you make more money doing the pizza than the Lyft, I would think?
I don't know.
I mean, Lyft at least right now. I was probably averaging right around $25 an hour doing it. So, like if I went out and lifted for 8 hours, make about $200. So,
Not bad.
That's not
Okay.
bad.
and with the pizza, just you're you're in and out of your car. I mean, and in the winter months, the busiest times is when it's the worst weather, and then you're like, with Lyft, you can work it around your business. Like, let's say I do a little snow work. Some residential customers, about 20 of them, just with snow blowers, and so with the pizza gig, you're on a schedule. And then if you get hit with snow, you're like, okay, we're gonna have to wait and go out after my
Yeah.
shift or get somebody to cover your shift. And that was a hassle too in itself. So with Lyft, it's like when there's no snow, go out and make some money there. And when you do have snow, you're like, well, I'm not lifting tonight. We'll be doing snow for 5 or 6 hours. So
That makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah, definitely.
You ever worry about getting robbed at doing either of those?
I haven't. I probably should have,
Okay.
maybe a little more. But I mean, when I was delivering pizzas, I was in Ann Arbor, and it's there's not a lot of bad areas. And also, Domino's did a good job of for their security and stuff. If they knew of neighborhoods that have had a lot of problems, like certain streets or certain, they'd say, especially like after dark or after 8 or 9 o'clock, we don't deliver there. And so, if a
I
person
see.
calls, you'd be like, yeah, we can't deliver, into your neighborhood, because there's either been reports of people, not our drivers, but at Domino's, but other people getting held up or whatever. So they did a pretty good job that way. keeping up with the shadier areas, not going there after dark. So
That's pretty cool. That's pretty good. At least they look out for you guys, so that's a good thing,
Yeah.
You have to be pretty
Yeah.
dumb to rob a Lyft driver or a pizza driver nowadays because no one carries cash anymore.
Well, yeah,
Right.
as a Lyft driver, I feel even less because, as a pizza driver, you tried to make sure you didn't carry a lot of cash with you, make your drops back at the store, maybe carry enough for change. But with Lyft, everything's paid through the credit cards and through the Lyft app. So I mean, yeah, they could rob me. They could maybe take a credit card, but I can just cancel that. So, I mean, the chances of, other than wanting to steal your car, and I just drive an older Ford Fiesta 4-door, so I'm not. They're not getting much if they try to rob my car. Of course, I guess if you're desperate enough, you don't care what the car is. You just need a car and need some wheels.
You should haul your trailer and put like seats in the back of the trailer and then just haul them around that way.
Yeah, there you go. Hey, like I got they got the luxury lifts and whatever. I'll just kind of close it a little bit and I can go around and pick up like 20 people at a time or put seats in that 18-foot utility trailer.
Yeah, I mean, for being Ann Arbor, I mean, that's a college town pretty much, isn't it?
Yep, it is. Yeah, I've tried to do Lyft, like try to stay away from like downtown Ann Arbor because I found you get a lot of rides, but kids only need to go like a mile or two, and the fares on a mile or two, you might get like $3-4, and college kids aren't tipping. I mean,
right.
So, and one thing I found which was interesting about Lyft is like pizza, there'd be some people that wouldn't tip you, but by and large, probably at least 6 or 7 out of 10 would give you at least a tip. With Lyft, I found that if you get like 15% of people tipping you, it's pretty good. Like if you take like 20 Lyft rides, if you get 3 or 4 people, they give you a tip. So, of course, Lyft's expensive too. So,
yeah, I've used it once down in Louisville last year, and it was pretty expensive down there just to go from
and then they know when there's like events going on, especially holidays, they jack the price up. And I know from my experience doing Lyft, I think they keep the majority of that. I think they could pass a little bit more along to the drivers because, but whatever. It's
the surge
big business.
Pricing.
Yeah. They up everything.
What's an average tip on Lyft? Because I'm never sure what to tip a driver. Honestly, like it gives you like the pre-prompted, like the 1, 4, 6, or like other amount.
Yeah, like I said, most people don't tip. So, but
That's crazy.
if I do get tips on there, the few I do, they're more like, unless it's like sometimes you'll get a $20 tip because I'm only 35 miles from Detroit Airport. So that's when you seem to get the biggest ones, or if somebody has to go a distance or, dropped off at the airport, you might get like a $15 or $20 tip. But by and large, most of them are like $2 to $5, kind of, so whatever. But then again, most of my rides, probably the cost of them are like, $15, $20 rides. Wow. So I guess maybe they're giving 10%. I don't know, 10 or 15%.
So now, are you seeing like now when you get the tip? Now do you see the full tip, or do they take a fee out for that?
No, you get the full tip. But yeah, I've noticed from on that note, talking to your riders, that probably on whatever fare they pay to Lyft, the driver probably sees, and there's bonuses that you can work like throughout the week and earn for taking so many rides, but a driver probably gets about 40% of whatever's charged. So if it's a $30 ride, we'll probably get like about $10 to $12 somewhere in there. So of it. So
okay,
but it's like
it's not bad.
We're doing a lot of the work.
Yeah,
I mean, they got servers set up that are people are, using the app on and they have to maintain that. But other than that, I'm going around at 10 at night when it's 10 below and using your car and using your gas. But they do give you mileage too, but so.
Okay. So now, do you have to have special insurance?
You don't have to have special insurance.
Okay.
That's because I've never. Yeah, and what you are is you're a contractor. So
Okay.
I guess another thing to look at it too is they keep track of all your miles, like you've driven and stuff, and you can expense a lot, like wear and tear on your car. So when they give you, like, for tax purposes, they give you all what you made, and they kind of take out like expenses and stuff. So you're not hit as hard as I thought would think with taxes, because you're using your vehicle
Right.
for work. So you make of that $25 an hour, you can probably average, you're making a good chunk of it. So
That's
I
pretty
would
cool.
guess probably making like at least 18, $20 an hour or somewhere in there, probably, even after taxes.
Nice. So, okay, so you do a lot of work in Ann Arbor, landscaping wise. So, what is one of the biggest things you've done work wise, landscaping wise, let's say?
It's been a while. I guess one of the biggest things we did, myself and my two sons at the time. This was a number of years ago. We installed and I don't know, about 40, 50 yards of mulch. We had to do some cleanup, so it was pretty big job. But most of our jobs, something we can handle in a day, the two of us. And but we've had we just picked up a property, an older gentleman that lost his gardening company, so I don't know, staffing or something. So he has pretty nice property, and it took us a whole day, my son and I, to trim all the bushes and all the stuff around his landscaping. So a full, like, 8-hour day of hedge trimming.
Wow, that's a lot.
Yeah, it's like
a lot.
At the end of the day, you're like, oh yeah, my shoulders. You're like, oh, all right. I thought I was in shape, but some of these, there's like, I'm using some of these muscles that, especially holding onto a trimmer in certain angles and stuff like that, a hedge trimmer.
I think doing like 8 hours of pruning is a lot sometimes, and you don't realize it is till you start and get out there and actually do it, and you're like,
yeah,
and we have some that are bigger that it takes two of us to do it, and we're nonstop for 8 hours straight, and you're like, okay, like you said, when you're done, you're like, man, I've never seen these muscles before, and then the next day you're like, where did this muscle come? Why is this one sore? Like, I don't use this one.
Yeah, and you hope you didn't like over or book yourself with another one the next day.
Right.
You're like, oh no, we got another small one. Man, it's like you got to space them out, especially if you do most of a day of trimming.
Yeah, last year. We did 3 of them in a row. And they were bigger jobs. And then we did the next day after we did a couple more jobs. And on Monday, we were both hurt. Me and my guy were like, why did we do that? Why did we book so many pruning jobs in 2 days just so we can get them done? And it was like, we gotta space this out,
You want to knock that work out, but then after you're done, you're like, wow, that work almost knocked us out.
Yeah. I don't think Josh has ever done a pruning job. I really don't. I mean,
I used to love pruning jobs. I try to get them. I don't get calls on them. I love pruning. I get the calls on like everything you have to hand prune. So I don't get like the electric trimmer jobs, and I love busting out a trimmer. So I just not so much.
You like
anymore.
the electric ones?
Yeah.
The plug-in ones where you got to stick the 40-foot, 50-foot cord?
Battery.
No. The battery-powered ones.
I was gonna say, man, I had one of those electric ones when I first got into business, and that just took forever to do anything.
Those electric ones are dangerous because they're light, and I've nearly on my left hand when you're working them, especially the smaller ones, and I've twice almost nipped off the end of one of my fingertips on my left hand because you're getting in a hurry and you're pushing stuff back and you're like not paying attention to where the other end of that trimmer is, and I've done that a couple times.
Yeah.
Not fun.
So Nick, I don't think any of us have noodle arms. I think it's just you that have noodle arms. He says we have noodle arms. There's 2 or 3 of us on here that have noodle arms.
He's got a couple noodle things. It's not just noodle arms Nick has.
Here we go. JC, do you have noodle arms? There we go. That's noodle arms.
Oh my goodness, Nick. There he is.
What's going on? I got like SpongeBob arms, you know, when he does the dance.
SpongeBob's arms. Yeah, there we go. Squidward arms. There we go.
No, hold on.
I'd love to have like Squidward arms, like 4 or 5 arms.
Oh yeah.
Are you
if you have too many, then they're just going to get in the way, and you're going to injure one.
I was going to say many extension cords have fallen victim to the electric hedge trimmer.
Oh yeah, I've cut several when I was using those.
Yeah. I've had that problem. Now, are you? I know everybody's using electric now, the battery operated. How do you guys feel about those battery operated pruners and stuff?
Oh, I have a Greenworks hedge trimmer. I love that. 26-inch, but for blowers and stuff, they're not really there, or even string trimmers. String trimmers seem. I mean, you have to have quite a few batteries if you're on a busy day and trimming a lot. But the hedge trimmers and the chainsaws, the smaller chainsaws, work real well, I think, battery wise. But you know, the blowers, you have to have a lot of batteries for those if you're going to do much, you know, use them very much, because that fans, you know, that eats a battery up.
Yeah, to me, it seems like when you invest in like a battery type of operated brand, you have to pick a certain brand because you need to make sure that the batteries all fit. And like, it's a big first time investment because you could have maybe a Ryobi, you could have a Milwaukee, something else, a different tool. And it's like, you kind of want to have the stuff that all works together. So, but there are certain things, like I have a Bauer battery hedge trimmer. I rarely use it, but it's nice to have, and it's not something I have to keep and store fuel in it and stuff like that. And then I do have a small chainsaw for like, you know, smaller trees and stuff that I need to get in the way. So it's nice to have like those types, like you were just saying earlier, those types of equipment.
Oh,
Scott, we can't hear you, buddy.
Nick wants to know, does everybody have hand shears? I mean, I have a pair of hand shears I like to have when I'm out there pruning.
Oh, the manual ones?
Like little hand ones. I mean, I like to
use
them.
I have like little pruners and stuff, but I don't have like to trim up the bushes. Like, yeah, I don't have those, but. Oh no, it's
good to have hand shears. I mean, I think it's worth it.
Nick thinks he's in friggin' England. He's a little gardener in the
I know,
he's running around clipping the boxwoods, going up and down the rows.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh yeah.
I got a good one for Chris real quick. I want to go back to the Lyft real quick because you said you were in a college town, and growing up, Taxi Cab Confessions was a show I loved to watch. What's been your oddest Lyft that you've put out there? And I say, because I'm one of those guys that I will talk your ear off as the passenger in your car. But what's the oddest Lyft you've had?
The oddest Lyft was, I had a young lady that I picked up and taken across town, and we're in the car probably for like a minute or two, and she wanted to know if I wanted to see her top. Yep. I mean, I'm like,
Was she trying to
no
exchange money
thanks.
for it? Like exchange the
What?
ride for it? She was trying to
No,
exchange the ride?
she didn't. She just asked me, and I'm like, it's like I'm just like, nope, not gonna. It's like, no thanks or whatever. And then it was just like the whole rest of the ride. It was probably like about 5, 6, 7 more minutes. You're just kind of like, it's just kind of like, okay.
Oh,
It's
that's
just
so
like
awkward.
silence, and it's like awkward.
Yeah, that would be very
She was
awkward.
expecting the definite yes out of you. She wasn't expecting the no. That's why she didn't do it at
I
the
know.
end.
And to
Oh,
be fair,
man.
I mean, yeah. I
So how about
would
those Red
just
Sox?
nod. And not the most attractive, but anyways, I mean, apart from that,
That's why he said no.
yeah,
Yeah.
She looked like Scott.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
yeah, she was a big girl. She was a big girl.
She had a beard like you, though. That's what turned them off.
Do you want to see my top?
Oh man, you've probably had some really good stories to tell though. After doing all this, I mean, you've done it what last season? You said last winter.
Yeah,
Since then,
yeah. I mean, I've been surprised. There hasn't been too many crazy things. There really hasn't. Yeah, there was. Yeah, there hasn't been. I mean, there's been a few people that got in the car, like you're like, and taken them over to one guy took to a pharmacy, and he just lived like a few blocks away. He didn't have the best of hygiene. I'll just say that. And like when he got out or was walking to my car, I'm like, I don't know when he's last washed those clothes. And so, it was also, with COVID not that far in the distance, and I just have it anyways, just, a little disinfectant spray, the Lysol. After I dropped him back off, it's just kind of like, okay, step out of the car and just, spray everything down in the back seat. So, yeah.
yeah, I think you probably spray it down every time, don't you? Or probably at least every
I
night.
mean, probably not every time, but throughout if you're lifting for a few hours, I mean, sometimes you forget or you get another lift real close, but yeah, I mean, you want to, because I mean, apart from COVID, just who knows what people have on their hands and whatnot, or colds, and so.
So now, is there a limit on how many hours you can work as a Lyft driver?
There is. I found this out last winter because I wanted to hit some bonuses. So you can only drive for a maximum of 12 hours, which I was surprised it was that long. And then you can't log back on the app for another 5 or 6 hours again.
Wow.
So they lock you out, which is good because, I mean, I worked from, I don't know, like 8 in the morning to 8 at night or something like that, or 9 to 9. But I'm glad they have that feature because I know there'd be people that would push it. They'd just keep, or need the money, and they'd be like, "Yeah, I'll try to get some sleep sometime," and that's not what you want on the road. Somebody driving a, 3,000-pound car. And,
Sounds like you're falling into like DOT regulations.
yeah,
You
it
got to do
must.
that,
Yeah,
that 10 to 12 off, and then
yeah,
log
10
out.
to 12 on, and then you have.
Are you supposed to keep a logbook, or is that all digital?
It's all on the app. Like I was like, "What's going on? Why can't I?" It's like you can't deliver it. And then I looked at the, in the thing, it says you can't log back on for like 6 hours.
Wow.
And that's another nice thing about it. Everything's on that app, so you don't really. And then you can get paid. You can get paid every time you work. Like it's like you can wait weekly to have money put into your checking, or you can. I think it's like a 80-cent fee that you can get paid out whatever you made that night. So if you made like a couple $100, so that's another nice thing about it. If you need money right away, you got, you go out and you're like, work 8 to 10 hours and you get that money. So
they have
something unexpected come up, or a bill needs to get paid. And so that's really nice.
They have plows and mows. It's been around for a while, which is like It's like the Uber or Lyft for getting like your lawn mowed or a snowplow. Like I
Oh.
use it for my house if I'm working late and my family has to get out. It's a heavy storm. You go on the app, you order a plow. You can say 2-car, 4-car driveway. I want like the white glove service, which is like dust off the cars and shovel to
Oh,
the
cool.
walkway, and it gives you the price right there. And it's just I think you on the consumer, I think you on the contractor, I think you get a little bit less than what you guys get over there, but it's
Okay.
actually pretty cool. So it's very similar to like Uber and Lyft, but for like
How much does
snow
that
and
cost for that service?
to be on the
$100.
service, it's free, but to pay for it, like so for my house,
Oh.
I have the white glove done, and I have like a 4 compact car driveway. They did my city walk, my sidewalk, clean off the cars. It was like $100, which I thought was a steal. I thought that was a steal, honestly. I would have charged probably like $250 for that, easy, But
Yeah,
I thought it was
especially
pretty
because
decent.
you get it done right now. You don't have to wait or line something up.
And that's the
Do
big
they-
thing, because I don't always know when I'm going to be home. So I mean, I'll have that done that way. When I get home, I don't have to deal with it. The mows are the same thing. I used that app early on with lawn mowing. The sucky thing is like you'd have people with the lawn mowers that say, yeah, it's a normal grass cut, and you get there, it's like it's 7 inches high. There's like rocks and beer bottles and stuff, and you'd have to call the company, take pictures. They'd resubmit the price to the customer. They say, oh no, we're not doing that.
Jeez.
Yeah, you got to like customers that say, yeah, I need a lawn mow, or my lawn mowed. So you're thinking, okay, they just ran into some problems, and you get there and it's like, I don't know when this has been mowed last. Has this been like 4 weeks or whenever? And you're like, that's why I don't even negotiate any price. People are like, well, what would that cost me? And I'm like, I'll have to come by and see it because there's a lot of different things that go into the pricing.
Yeah, I think you can't go on by just what people tell you. I mean,
they're like,
it's hard
it's a
to just
small
go
yard.
Yeah. I mean, I had one guy. He asked me about 2 weeks ago. We were at the gas station, and he's like, "Hey, how much you charge for a mowing?" And I'm like, "Well, my minimum's 60." And he's like, "Well, I only got a small yard." And I'm like, "It's still 60." "Well, I got a pool and I got a bed in the back that you don't have to mow around." And I'm like, "Dude, it's $60. Just I'm telling you, that's my minimum." Like it could be different once I come look at it, but I'm telling you 60. And he's like, "Well, I already paid $35." And I'm like, "Well, then keep the guy you got, dude. Like, what do you want me to say? Like, I ain't gonna give you cheaper price than that." Like, like they think that sometimes people think when they give you a lower price that you're gonna go for it. Like, "Hey, yeah, I'll do it for that price. Yeah. Can I do it for that?"
Yeah, I'm gonna run myself out of business. Yeah.
Like I don't think any of us here would do that. Maybe Josh. I mean, Josh would probably do it, but
in the day, I don't know, if I was bored, I'd take a shot at something. You never know. I'll try anything.
So Josh,
once,
where are you from? Where's Josh from?
I'm from Massachusetts.
Okay.
If you couldn't tell,
I knew you were from somewhere out there for that accent. I didn't know which state, but I knew you were in that general area somewhere.
The accent's getting better as I grow. I'm trying to cut back on it a little bit.
Yeah, I thought it was going more Midwest now lately.
Yeah, well, I got a Midwest accent, I guess.
I mean, technically, he's from the Midwest.
I
right?
was born in Missouri.
Yeah.
That's the funny thing. I was born in.
You're starting to go back that way, is what you're starting to do.
I was born in Missouri. You got it from me.
In a cornfield.
He has cornfields in his blood.
Well, no, I think I was born in the hood. In Missouri.
Missouri?
I was in Missouri. I was in like Missouri.
Where your favorite friend is born.
Josh Caravan.
Yeah. Josh Caravan. He born in the woods. So
the funniest shit, real quick, my phone's gonna die on me, but the funniest shit is I'll meet people and we'll talk and they're like, oh yeah, like distinct accent, Boston accent, whatever. And I'll go, yeah, I was born in Kansas City, Missouri, and they go, I hear it. I'm like, no, you fucking don't. You don't hear no Missouri accent. I'm like, get out of here. And I'm like, well, how long did you live there for? I was like, 3 months. I was like, when I was a baby, 3 months. That was it. We came back.
Jeez. Yeah, people come up with funny stuff like that.
Yeah, that cornfield accent.
So, Chris, what do you do for fun? I know you drink bourbon, right?
Oh, how do you know that? Straight lines of bourbon.
I've seen some things.
Straight lines of bourbon. Yeah, I like a good glass of whiskey or bourbon. And what else? I also I play baseball, so in the Detroit Men's League, in a
Nice.
in a 30 and over league. So, but this last few weeks we've had so many rainouts. I think we're going to be. The season was supposed to wrap up, I think, right after Labor Day, but with all the rainouts, I think we're going to about the end of September. Because we've had
Nice.
like in the last few weeks, which actually probably helped me. It's pushing it back later in the season, but it's like I don't make every game, but ones that work, like if it's a later game, like 8 o'clock game or a weekend game, but those 6 o'clock ones are, depending on how far away they are, a little hard to always fit in because you want to get your mowing route done. And with traffic over in the Detroit area coming from Ann Arbor area, it's a good, sometimes with traffic, an hour, so it's like,
wow.
hour travel. So
I've gone to a few of the bourbon distilleries down in Louisville, Kentucky, when we went down for the show. So, Chris, what's your favorite bourbon?
Ooh.
I don't know. I like a lot of them. I'm just newer to drinking, bourbon and stuff over the last year, but I do like a Canadian blended whiskey.
Okay.
I just picked up some the other day from Costco, but a lot of times I do drink it straight, but a lot of times I'll mix it with some like some Coke Zero or something, like especially if you're just hanging out, watching shows or eating, snacking and stuff. So,
Right.
but yeah, there's one I found. I was in Wisconsin on vacation back in July, and it's Bubba's burnt sugar whiskey, and it's got a hint of that sugar, a little sweetness. So I guess I'd have to say I probably like a bourbon with with a little sweet tones or whatever. But yeah.
Nice. Have you ever tried? Either of you guys ever tried like a bourbon that's smoked? I've watched a guy smoke it and then serve it on ice afterwards. Like smoked it right there and then served it.
It's pretty good.
From what the guy said, it was good.
So I haven't.
No,
I mean, I've never. I'm not really a whiskey guy or a bourbon guy, so I'm kind of like, one of those ones that I won't try it, but I've watched it, and the guy said it was really good. So
I also like a good spiced rum too.
Captain
dude, I love
the spiced rum.
Yeah, Malibu rum with a whole, pineapple juice and
mix it. A good mixed drink is also always good too, with some rum and other things, some fruit.
Yeah, I'm not a big drinker by any means, but if I were to have like a mixed drink, it would most likely be a Captain and Coca-Cola.
Yeah,
nice.
That's I think that's a good go-to for a lot of people.
Yeah, get a nice.
Are you a regular Captain, JC?
You
just
no. I want to be. It's been my lifelong dream, but I want to make it happen. Like I'm more of a Captain Crunch kind of guy. I think
Captain Crunch.
Okay. Captain Crunch. Yeah. I mean, you could be that way. I mean, what kind of Captain Crunch though?
Crunch berries, for sure.
Crunch berries.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, definitely. There you go. We're good then. We're good.
I didn't even have to think about that one.
Nothing else, just the crunch berries.
So
when I was growing up, that was what I did. I always pulled all the berries out and ate the berries instead of the regular.
Oh yeah, I was like that as a kid too. It's like, oh, get to the good stuff.
Still like that. I'm still like that.
I just buy just the box of crunch berries, dude, and just eat it that way. Like, but yeah, I mean, I don't like the other kinds. I don't like the peanut butter. I don't like any of the other ones. Like nope.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of like the Reese's Puff cereal and the peanut butter ones. It's like, nah.
No. There's a lot that I won't eat. I mean, I have probably 50 boxes of cereal in the house, and my kids will go through every kind pretty much. But if it's
what
Crunch
about
Berries,
Lucky
they know.
Charms with the
I don't like
marshmallow
Lucky
cereals?
Charms.
No,
I don't
really like the
like
marshmallow
Lucky
stuff.
Charms. No. It used to be good when we were younger, but I don't feel like I feel now it's not. It tastes weird.
I
There's
think
something
you're
about
right.
it.
I think things seem like when we were a kid to nowadays, it's like
Yeah.
they did something.
They changed the recipe, I think.
Yeah, they
And
did.
it just made it so thing.
It just
Alec-
like afterwards, it leaves like your mouth's all dry and milky and chalky and
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah. Alex Carrier says he likes the pops, the corn pops. I mean, that's
those
pretty
were
good.
I like those as a kid.
Yeah.
Corn Pops.
Yeah. Apple Jacks. I love the Apple Jacks as a kid. Yeah. I love those. That and Fruit Loops. I love Fruit Loops, man. Every kind of Fruit Loops. Yeah. Maybe that's why I'm crazy. I don't know.
What about Frosted Flakes? Tony the Tiger.
No, I wasn't really into Tony the Tiger. Yeah. I can eat Raisin Bran Crunch like crazy though. I mean, something about that sweet of the raisins.
I used to love cereal.
Yeah.
I don't like it anymore.
I liked the shredded wheat, the frosted mini wheats. I like those and the what's the other one? And Raisin Bran. Just Raisin Bran's not bad.
Yeah, I mean, you got to have the crunch with it though. So
exactly.
I've become, as I've gotten older, like more lactose intolerant. So I just recently discovered oat milk. If you've never had oat milk before, especially if you get like the vanilla flavored oat milk, it's unbelievable. I like the taste a lot better than regular milk. Yeah.
And I know the different almond milk and oat milk. A lot of people are switching to those other kind of milks over regular whole milk and that.
Yeah, I love almond milk. I'm actually allergic to regular milk. I can only have 2 glasses a day, and then I get real sick. So I mean, that's I'll drink almond milk every day if I can. That's a lot better and that's the way I only eat cereal. So
and it's
healthier, more sweeter. So. Yeah, makes it sweeter if you're gonna have it. I mean, put it in everything, right? Coffee. There you go, Jensen Coffee. Do you put almond milk in it?
So I actually put light cream and I use a little bit and it still jacks up my stomach, but I can't live without my coffee. And I don't put sugar in my coffee. I used to when I was a kid, I'd put a lot of sugar in it, and now I don't have a sweet tooth.
Dang it.
I use French vanilla creamer. That's my go-to. Well, not too much, but just enough to add some flavor. French vanilla creamer.
Yeah, some Russian creamer, maybe.
I drink way too much coffee. Way too much. It's bad.
Yeah, I've cut back some on the coffee. I was drinking for a while, 2 or 3 mugs full, or not big mugs, but like the 18, 20 ounce mugs, and I'm like, I don't need to be drinking it. And I was drinking it too late too. I'd be like, oh yeah, I'll just get one. It'd be like 7 o'clock at night. It's like, what am I doing? This is why I'm having a hard time, winding down at the end of the day. You just keep yourself wired a little bit.
Right. Yeah, you just mix it with everything else, and you'll be all right. And just.
So is everybody excited about Equip? Only less than 2 months now.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm really excited. How about you? Are you excited to go?
Oh yeah.
You're gonna win another chair or something? I know you won that chair last year.
I got to win something. I usually do pretty well at these things. Nobody's 100%, but yeah.
JC, Chris has been at 2 things with me, Equip and another show, and he's literally won something at both shows.
Hey, I won that at Spencer's event. Yeah. I won that Toro Turfmaster 30-inch.
Wow.
That was pretty nice. Scott helped me get it home because that Fiesta, that's the one I still have that car.
Yeah.
That was not going in the little trunk.
No, it was not.
So I was like, "Oh, Scott, you brought your truck. That's wonderful. I'll be down to pick it up when you."
Yeah, the EMB lounge is going to be awesome. There's a lot of things going on there this year. If you guys are coming, come to the EMB lounge. I'll be there. JC won't be there. We're sorry that JC won't come.
That'll be my
but-
first year since 2016.
You're not going to Equip?
Yeah, no.
Oh,
I
darn.
want to. Trust
No-
me, I want to.
There'll be
Yeah.
a lot of us there. There'll be a lot of UAG
Yeah.
members there.
Yeah.
So we're going to have a party the first night, just like we always do. So definitely stop in. We're going to have beer.
Scott's going to be
Um,
my substitute for the 5K.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. Hey, Scott,
Yeah,
are you
I'm
running the
gonna-
5K again?
Yeah. My wife is going to go with me and she's going to go
Oh.
too. So, yeah. So we're
was a
gonna,
Yeah, I'm
cold-
not
have-
running this year, but
It was cold last year. It was cold
It
at
was.
first. Yeah.
yeah. And also, well, my girlfriend Carrie's going again with me, and
Nice.
I don't know. Then I have to get her up like at 6 a.m. after just getting into town the day before, and going to the Tuesday night events. It's like I feel kind of bad. It's like, she's like thinking, "Hey, we're gonna go for a trip," and then she's getting up like she has to get up like around 5:30 every day for her job, and it's kind of like I feel bad asking her, "Hey, you want to get up at 6 and go stand out in the dark as I run off in the distance?"
Right. Yeah. I mean, we had a good time. I think
Yeah,
it was a great time last year.
Yeah,
The
that was
race,
fun.
everything. I mean, I
it
think
could have been like 10 degrees warmer though, but
Yeah. Yeah.
just a little. I
felt
mean, it was fun, but if you weren't just chilled, just standing there, that would have been a little more enjoyable.
Yeah. It was a little cool last year altogether, I think.
Yeah,
I mean,
here-
once you got out in the hot sun and stayed there for a while, but there was a couple of times that the wind was just blowing like crazy, and it kind of kept it cooler. So I hope it's warmer this year. I really do. So
Is
it'd be
it?
definitely
Is it me, or has the stuff that they give away at the expo dwindled down throughout the years? Because I remember the first year I got there, I had so much stuff that I brought back home. I had so many t-shirts that I didn't know what to do with, so many hats that I didn't know how to get rid of, all so
Yeah.
much like swag. And then like the last couple of years, it seems like less of these companies were giving
Right.
stuff out.
Yeah, I was at my
I
first
feel
one
like
in
it has.
19 before COVID. In 19, it seemed like there was quite a bit. That was my first one, and seemed like since COVID, things are. I don't know if the company's tightening up a little bit. It's like our little advertisement expense accounts. I don't know if we want to. We're not buying thousands of these things, but of course, that's probably with a lot of businesses have. Since
Yeah, I mean,
COVID.
my first one was in 2006, and
You go
I
back
know
way back.
Yeah, I know me and my guys, because I took my guys with me, and we came back with like bags of stuff, just tons of, and it wasn't like, I mean, you get your brochures like you still do now, but I mean, everybody had something, a shirt. I think that year I ended up with like 10 shirts, 20 hats, like keychains. There was,
Yeah.
it wasn't like, I know like John Deere last year, you had to get your badge scanned and you had to go through at certain times to get certain things. It was that year, it was like, here, have a hat, have a shirt, have this, have that. Like they were just giving stuff away. And now it's like, yeah, like you said, now it seems like it's really dwindled down to where it's like, oh, you want this? You got to go stand in line over here and we'll get you, but we're only doing it for 2 hours. So if you're not in the line
Yeah,
in the perfect time, you're not getting it. So we'll see how that goes, and you're like, really? I got to stand in line for 2 hours and maybe I'll get a shirt, Yeah, it's really dwindled down, I think. Yeah. I'd like to see it change. I really would. I think it would be better if they would start giving away more stuff, like give away more swag, give more chances to win equipment. I mean, you'd get more people there. I would assume.
Yeah, because they only have like two bigger things they give out for that whole event, and it's like, usually like a 4-wheeler or a UTV, and UTV and something else. But
they should give away. Every company should give away one thing, just
Yeah, I
one
mean,
thing out of
and
their product line.
it doesn't all have to be a big mower, which, hey, that'd be great.
No.
But even
Yeah.
like backpacks or, something that somebody would use in their business, it means something or whatever, have an impact.
Yeah, I mean, you'd get more people, especially a lot of people that, if you wanted them to get your raffle in, I mean, that'd be a good thing to do.
Yeah.
If you're going to do all these raffles and stuff, I mean, give away tons of equipment. I mean, I know a lot of these places pay an arm and a leg to have a booth there, but come on. I mean, it's advertisement. You're writing it all off. It's an advertising expense. You know,
And
right off a
nowadays
mower,
with
right off a blower, right off of, right off, like Bobcat. They don't have to give away a big Bobcat skid steer. Give away, like a wheel. Give something away that give it something that you're gonna have to say, oh yeah, I want that. Give a package away, maintenance package. Give something away.
Well, and nowadays with social media and everybody wanting to post everything, like even if you give away a mower, people are gonna like put the little, where it's from and on their Instagram pages, post stories. So I mean, you give something away decent, it's going to be out there for a lot of people to see. It's just not like, like 20 years ago, it's like you give something out, but you take it back to your little town and nobody knows about it. But now people put everything they win and what they've gotten out there for people to see.
I think DeWalt should give away a fire sale. Total
Who's
fire
rushing
sale
out to buy a DeWalt mower?
Yep. I'm wondering what they're going to do at the demo area. Are they even going to have that mower out there to try out? Like, and what are people going to think?
From what I hear, they were supposed to be redoing it after the fact, and I really haven't seen them push for it still since. Because from what I gathered, talking to one of the guys after it happened, he said that they were still in the prototype stage. So it wasn't something that was going to come out right away, but they were forcing more towards it. So it was getting closer to the end stage. So that probably pushed that mower back probably 2-3 years. Yeah. And so now they're going to have to redo it.
What are your feelings on battery mowers?
I think smaller battery mowers are okay. Yeah. I feel like the bigger battery mowers, I've talked to the Gravely dealer. I'm trying to get a Gravely demo for one of the battery ones. I feel like, though, the problem is the length on how long it takes you can get out of it, and then how long is it going to take to charge it. That's the main thing.
The biggest thing I think is like what we do, like using the big like commercial zero turns, the gas. They like Toro. I've talked to people at Equip and stuff. They say, well, we say that we can get like up to 8 hours. 8 hours in like idealish situations where the grass isn't thick. The grass we're mowing right now here in the Midwest, if you got 4 to 5 hours tops would be my guess, because once you get into the thick grass where we bog down on a 38 horse, that electric is going to be eaten up in like 3 times faster.
Right. I think so.
If you got like 4 hours out of heavy cutting, you'd be lucky. And that, if you're on a big route, that doesn't get you. I mean, that's at the bottom line. Cost, they'll say, oh, repairs, there's no gas, there's no this. Is it going to get my work done? No. Well, then it doesn't matter how cheap it is or expensive it is. I got to get the lawn mow. And if it doesn't do that for you, the prices are coming down.
The cost of them. The cost of them is almost double, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They are starting to come down with their prices, but then again, there's that thing, even if they were equal, like, for a new, like, I just got a Skag Cheetah too. And I got a deal on it, like $2,500 off. So for 12, those are 15,000. Well, right. Even if I got a battery one for 14 or 15,000, it's not going to give me the hours a day to mow. So it's like, and I love how quiet it is and no emissions and whatnot. But yeah, if it can't get your work done,
like Alex says, he'd have to have a second trailer just for batteries. I mean, if you really think about it, you'd have to have some kind of way to charge the batteries on site when you're mowing, or you'd have to have like 20, 30 batteries. I mean, the electric weed whips are going to, if you're really, like you said, this time of year, when it's thick, I mean, I can go through a battery, a 2.5 battery, and literally 20 minutes.
Yeah,
So
like
that
you
means
might do like 2 smaller homes, residential,
right,
though, if there's not a lot of trimming, but every like couple homes, you're like switching out a battery. And just
right,
that in itself is annoying.
And the batteries are expensive too. If you
Yeah,
even
I
right,
mean, the
buy a second
battery,
set.
even the like Greenworks, their 2.5 amp batteries cost like, about $200.
right,
So, and the 5 amps cost like, 250 or 270. So it's like, it's
right.
an
And if,
investment. I mean, if you have enough,
yeah,
and you're just a couple guys, you can get by, but it's still, you're spending a lot of money up front. And then, those batteries, if you're using them heavy, aren't going to last forever. So,
What do
no.
you guys
I
have you
mean,
guys heard of the new mower company that's come out, Yakta? Have you seen anything on social media about
mm-mm.
that?
mm-mm.
So I've been following them. Not too many people. I'm actually pulling up their social media account on Instagram right now. They currently have 1,423 followers, and I feel like I'm plugging them, but it's YAKTA, and their big thing is it's Yakta. They're it seems like it's a gas powered mower, zero turn,
Okay.
and they claim that they're like kind of reinventing the zero turn mower. They're going to have a big reveal at the Equip Expo, so they've been trying to get some people to their booth. Again, I have no affiliation to them. I just saw it and found it to be a little interesting.
Hey, you know what they need? They need a hybrid mower.
That's a great
Yeah.
idea.
They have a hybrid guy. So let's say you're running later and you need to knock out a few properties. You don't want to be noisy or in the morning. I
Right.
mean, not that they will do this, but if you had something like that, could give you a little battery power or run a little silent when you needed to, and then, switch over to, full gas or whatever, or a combination.
Even if it's
Because
just a
all
transport.
electric, I don't think all battery is not probably going to be the way for,
No.
for big time businesses that run in commercial mowing and businesses and big properties. So.
Yeah, I don't. I think for us bigger people, I don't think it's going to work out for the big mowers.
Yeah.
Battery power for at least another 5-10 years, and I
Yeah.
mean you're going to have to. They're going to have to do a lot more research on it and get into it with people. I mean, look at Johnny Blades. He's running. I know he's running. I think a 52 or 48 nonstop with
Yeah.
it on one of his crews, and he's trying to do all battery, which is awesome. But it's like I think he's trying to get it to where he can do so many jobs on it and see how it's going to last. And that's the only way these companies are going to get the research is by sending it out to someone like us and saying, "Here, take this mower, use it, give us your real feedback on it."
Mm-hmm.
Running it at a warehouse or wherever, you're not getting that good feedback on it. You're just running it nonstop in a building. You're not
Yeah,
putting it
you have
through
to real world application or whatever. Yeah.
right. Yeah, I feel there's a lot still to go on battery power, and it's going to be a while
Yeah.
before it gets to that point.
And I'm
I keep,
curious, if it will ever be possible, because it seems like, there's going to have to be some pretty significant advancement in like motor efficiency or whatever, or like less draw, but still get the power like that you need, but
I'm gonna make a call.
using less electricity.
I'm gonna make a call, and it's on this podcast. Hydrogen powered mowers are gonna be the next big thing.
Yeah.
oh, dude, I don't know though.
Hydrogen bomb becomes
Yeah,
hydrogen
it's a
bomb.
bomb, dude.
So I was reading an article maybe about a month ago, and it was regards. They were talking about motor vehicles, and Toyota specifically has been putting a lot of research into hydrogen operated motors. And they're one. Other companies are doing it, but they're one of the ones that's focusing more so on it, while everybody else is focusing and pushing on the battery types of uh, obviously vehicles. So I think hydrogen is probably going to be something that we're going to be seeing in the next 10 or 15 years. It's going to end up being greater than battery.
Mm-hmm.
If they could work on water, that would be even better.
Like steam.
There we go.
Yeah.
Like a steam engine.
Yeah.
The
I
steam
mean, if
mower,
I
like
could
the
work on
steam
my
locomotive.
sweat, if I could just pour my sweat, wring my shirt out during the winter, summer, and just get the mower to run the rest of the
Just
year.
load up several 5-gallon cans of water on your way out,
Yeah.
throw them in the
There you
back
go.
of the truck, and just
A bourbon powered lawnmower.
bourbon. There we
Yeah.
go.
Yeah. I don't think they'd get much mowing done if you're sitting there trying
No.
Those
to.
lines would not be
'Cause
straight.
there'd
No.
be too much sampling. There'd be too much
Yeah.
sampling there.
Yeah,
Too many
you can see
break
guys over
times.
there trying to huff the gas out of it, the bourbon out of the gas tank. I gotta get this gas out of here.
Why isn't this mower going? Oh, guys, you're looking a little tipsy.
Yeah,
Those stripes
Now
are
I
not
know.
straight.
yep, they're not straight stripes. Oh man. Well, this was a great podcast, Chris. I want to
Yes.
thank you for being on. Josh, thank you for not staying on and just leaving us like it's normal.
His
JC,
phone
thanks for
died.
jumping on, buddy. I knew you'd be here and
Yeah,
stay
so
the whole time.
the two Massachusetts guys, one starts the podcast and the other one ends it.
There we go.
Yeah.
Tag team.
Yep. It's a good time. So, well, keep listening to Landscaping to the Point. Watch us on YouTube, Landscapes by Acme. Follow us all. And if you got any questions, hit us up and let us know what you guys think of every episode. There's a lot of episodes and a lot more coming. We got a lot more things coming up from here till Equip. Like we were talking about before, we're going to be at Equip. We got a media event that me and JC are going to be at here in less than a month. So we got a lot of things coming up, guys. So be ready and be prepared. Thank you guys all for being on. And
All right.
thank you guys
Thanks.
and have a great night.